Right, this is it. Oulton Park, race 3, last race of the weekend. We're quite late on. This is my third launch of the bike, and this race is probably the best race I've ever had in my life. It was amazing. So we've got launch, and we're away with everybody. We're 7th on the grid. We had a good previous race lap time. Just wanted to stick with these guys, and we can start really starting to improve the season and starting to go forward with this bike. So we're just full throttle here. You managed to get through turn 1. I closed the door a bit, but you know, it's a bit of a risk. You don't know who's there, so you give a bit of room. And now I'm just going to be, I'm probably already blowing at this stage. We just want to go with these guys. And this guy's having a little look at our best mate there, Tom. He's shut the door on him. He's going to get double whammy because he's lost momentum now. And I'm just on the outside, so I'm going to have a lunge. I'm quite tight in there. Bike's moving a bit, but we're into 5th now, 5th position. This is like the highest we've been for a long time, but we're here on merit as well, and the bike is feeling mega, and I'm going with them, and look at this, we're there on merit. And Tom, in front of us, he is on a V2, so that is a slower bike, but he's a high quality rider. He's done a 250 GP wildcard in his day, but I'm kind of like, not been in this position for a while. I don't know if I'm going to have the pace, because these guys were running a lot faster than me in the previous races. So, but the bike is feeling so good. I'm confident, and I'm like, I'm going to stick with these guys, and I'm going to go, and I'm going to find areas where I'm pulling them in. And this is going to be one of them. And because I've not been in this position before, I don't know if I can really have a look at people, whether I'm just going to be hanging on, or whether I'm going to drop back, which is a bit of the norm for me. But so far, this is the end of the first lap. And they haven't cleared off, and I'm right with them. I'm right with Tom in 4th. So my mind now, my mindset is now changing a little bit. I'm like, shit, I've got an opportunity to move forward. So we started 7th, we're in 5th already, and we could be moving up again. And I do have, I mean here, as soon as you're in the higher gears on the V4S, also V4 base, that's when the engine really comes into play. Out of the corners, you see the yellow lights on already. I'm on traction control, so the power advantage is restricted. And now we're up the gears. Here you go. You can see you get the pull, but you're kind of a little bit like, you know, that's your best mate in front of you, and definitely don't want to knock him off, or anyone really, obviously. But we're in the same morning as well, so it would be a little bit tense if we did have a moment. But you can see the strengths. Like, Tom is so good through the corners, and his drive out is so mega. But to stick with him, I'm having to up my game. And previous to this race, I'd only have done 1 lap in the 42s. This whole race I was in the 42s, and set a new PB. This bike is so good for now. I've got to really set up to suit my style. And up here, this is now where I'm going to get the engine is coming into play. Up the hill, more power, I'm pulling Tom in, and through this corner, it's a rarity, I seem to have a slightly better line than Tom, and look, I'm pulled him in the corner where I'm not using the engine, and now we've got a good run on this corner, and now we're using the engine, and we're going to blast past him. Well, we're not. We were thinking of blasting past, but as I said at the beginning, this is still new territory for me this year, being this high up and being this competitive. And again, this is the power coming in. So now, I'm in my head, I'm up to speed now. And this is now my pace, and I'm actually being a little bit held up by Tom. And at the end of the race, when you think about it, I'm like, if I had made a move earlier, would I have been able to go those front guys? I don't know. The guy in 3rd, his lap times are very similar to mine. He did a couple of quick ones at the beginning, but wow, what a buzz. And now, here we go. Here we've got a big run again. We're actually getting up the gears. And as you've seen, we're right up behind Tom, so we know we can probably make a move and potentially pull away, which is the key, because battling is fun, but we're racing, so you want to be finishing in front of the person. That's your priority. So here's his strong area. He's going to get through here really quick, and he's going to drive out well. But I've managed to find time in that corner for me as well. See, he's gone. He's got better line, better drive through there. I'm really strong on the brakes down here. The bike's moving around a little as I'm getting towards the end of the fork travel. And through here I was quick as well. Dropping that front tyre pressure really helped me, give me a bit more confidence through there. And now We're going to use the power of the engine to really get the drive, and now we're going to try and make this, the overtake into the last corner starts here. And we've got a better line. Tom's gone tight, doesn't know I'm there, but he's gone tight. And look at this, taking loads of time out of him there, over this crest, grab a gear, really perfect timed gear change, and we have annihilated him. He's not letting me have it though, like you can't see it out of camera, he's right next to me, he's let the brakes off, he's forcing me in to go deep, and he's gone deep as well. And now, well, so back to start the race again, weren't expecting that, so quite an exciting angle. Watching what's going on behind, so this is the best start we've had, second best start for the season. Look, it's going tight here, this is me slightly closing line but leaving room. He gets a nudge from Smithy there, they did well to stay on. And then that's Peter Baker, sorry, and Smith's come past, and there's a drop off in the track there, nudges him wide, just holds Peter out there. And look at the drive on this R1, that is immense. I'm not pulling him really, and then into this corner, which I'm going to find out later in the race, is actually a bit of my weak spot. And we're just going to, oh, this is the move. We've gone up the inside of the black GSR, and it looks like Smithy is coming through. That's just harsh, isn't it? I've gone in a bit late on the GSR, he's tried to hold it and I've pushed him out, and that's allowed the white R1 to come underneath us. And through here, watch the drive this R1 gets. It is a machine, a monster out of the corners. Look at that, right up against me. And then on the brakes, he's going to pull me in. No, he said I'm good on the brakes into this corner, but he's definitely going to get right up against me coming out of these corners. He's so good on the drive on the R1, and his lap times are very similar to mine. He got stuck, I think a little bit later behind a rider, maybe behind Tom, and dropped off. I don't know if his tyre was a bit worn or what, but this was my first time finishing ahead of Smithy, assuming we finished ahead of him. And what we're going to do, here he is, look at him on the brakes, putting me on. He's very, very strong rider. I'm very happy with myself that I managed to hold in front of him, because he's having some strong looks. And I think when we get round turn 3 or 4, look, he's having a look again. I'm holding him up is now what's happening, and he just needs to get in his rhythm. But by me being there, like, because he was having a look, his line was tighter, gave me a little bit of a gap there. But we know the next few corners he's definitely stronger than me. And here he is, he's closed me in mid-corner, and the drive out, look at that. Like, now I should be pulling because I'm on the V4, and he's not. He's having a massive look there. I've seen him out the corner of my eye, and I've closed that door on him. And I'm just, you know, Tom's right in front of me, isn't he? So I'm trying to get past him, and I'm trying to defend from the back. This race, this is the brilliance of being up near the front, because everyone's closer, so you're racing rather than, you know. So it's much better being amongst people with similar pace to yourself. It's just a really exciting race. So as I said, I'm blowing hard. You know, this is a very physical circuit, especially on the big bikes. And Smithy is not giving me any release, but I do hold him. And now we're going to see the pass we make on Tom into the penultimate corner. Remember, he's on the V2, so it's a good time to pass, because now this is start finish straight. I get a little bit of a gain here, and then out of turn 1, we're going to get a bit of drive. That's going to give us another gap. So we're going to now try and pull away from Tom, because remember, we were being held up. But look, Tom's running in fast there, he's getting the exit. He's not going to let me go. He was talking to me after the race, and he was saying he was so stoked that, you know, and look, here's Smith trying to get past him. We tried to get past me, and Tom's shut the door on him again. Poor old Smithy got a door slammed twice there. And Tom has pulled me back in big time on the brake. So that is my weak spot. That corner, the left-hander before this one, and the little straight, I'm weak there. So yeah, Tom was saying he was like really stoked. Obviously his best mate is right here. We're actually in a legitimate race with each other. But the second thing, he's like, he wants to win, you know. So he's just going to spend the next few laps holding on to me, trying to get past, and we're going to have to wait until later on in the race to see how that goes. But it's really interesting for me. I can really see where my strengths and weaknesses are. Like, I know as I'm getting tired, I know up that hill it's a big strength of my bike over here, so I'm really trying to maximise those points. And in this slower corner, or the other corners where I'm not making anything on him, it doesn't matter because he can't overtake me in those. He can take me on the corner entry, but not mid-corner. So I'm not too worried about the mid-corner, and he's pulled me back in on the brakes there. But you know, I've got the line out of there. I've sacrificed that corner at that point so I can get this. That's like half the start finish I pulled just on the engine, whereas Tom has to run a different line with a slower bike. And again here now, I'm going to use all the power of the V4 against the V2 to pull that out, and he's going to use his strength, which is corner entry and mid corner really against me now. go. Last lap time. If you've watched it this far, you've seen Tom has hung onto me. I've pulled away at some points, but now as I'm fatiguing and I've just made a few mistakes, and he's got the carrot right in front of him, and he's held on with his fingertips, and he's not letting me go. And I'm like, last lap, I'm in 4th. This will be my best result of the season, but you can see he is pulling in on me now, and he's got good drive there. I'm tiring, and this is my weakest point of the track. And look at this run, he's got a beautiful run. I can hear him coming, and he's just gone around the outside of me, nothing I can do. And here he is, you can just hear him, and that's him past us, nothing I could do really, too late. But now I'm like, oh, I grip my teeth, and I'm going to go with him. I want to battle this back, I want to get this place back, and it's far from over. We've got half a lap maybe to do it, got to get through this, but I've made a bit of a mistake there, I didn't get the best drive out, so he's pulled on me. But I know I'm strong on the brakes into this next corner, so does he, and he's gone defensive, and he's braking as late as he can, and he's outbroke himself. And look, my bike's moving on the brakes, so I made the apex, but I outbroke myself, so I lost time. I could have pulled more in then. But now I know again, this is another opportunity. If we up the hill, I'm strongest, let's get on the gas, but I haven't done it quite as well I've done it in the past, but there's still hope, right? He's still just there. Make this corner good, make this corner good, but again, trying too hard, and look, I'm running out. So I went in too fast. I should have been a bit more patient. I would have got the drive. Would I have got to him? We'll never know. But I'm here now, I've closed him up, he's on defensive. I'm like, can I get a drive here? I mean, he's ahead of me, and at this point now, I'm like, yeah, he's gone. But what an epic race. We both loved it. Race of the season, loved the bike, so happy I stuck with it, so happy I got the 22. It has been completely epic. Mate, bring it in, that is the fucking best race ever.
Pretty fair play.
That's awesome.
Do you know, at one point I was behind you and you know what it's like, I was closing